So we kind of like lost the topic list here.
Oh,
So
would you
how long
stay
did?
with someone if they cheated on you and they admitted to it?
What?
Would you stay with
Apparently, you
somebody?
did.
Would you stay with somebody if they cheated on you and then they admitted? Basically, they cheated on you. They felt like it was wrong. They came to you. They told you, "Look, I cheated on you, and it would never happen again. I promise
No,
you,
I
that
wouldn't
would
stay
never
with
happen
them.
again." Would you stay with it?
Nope.
Would that be the deal breaker?
At what age? And what? There's a whole bunch of
A
things
lot
here
of
missing. That.
variables.
Like, if
Yeah.
you guys weren't in a committed relationship or whatever, then you were just dating, then yeah, okay, that's fine. But if you're in a committed relationship, it's serious, and he cheats on you, what else is he gonna do? You know, like, what else has he
Well,
done?
I mean, there's two sides of that coin that I see. Is that one? Uh,
I mean, I'm still confused by my own situation.
My answer to that question was I would have to sit back and assess the whole relationship, and then decide from there. I mean, if it's been rocky, maybe you got to go. If it's just I might overlook it just once, but that's a big might.
I I wonder what makes a person cheat in the first place.
I mean, I think there's so many things that can make a person cheat.
Yeah.
There's so many things that it just you just can't nail it down to just one thing. It could be
I got one.
what?
What if you're in a situation where someone breaks up with you, but then they keep continuing to see you like you're in a relationship and say, we can work on getting back together. Let's just start dating. And they act like y'all are in a relationship, daily seeing you, calling you all the time, coming over for like Christmas Eve and spending the night with your family and all. But then they sleep with someone in the next bedroom while you're asleep. And they say, well, we weren't together anyways. So it's not really technically cheating. What do you do with
How
that?
he act like he was only 25 years old?
It's funny. Me and Tina see things a lot alike, surprisingly.
Well, unsurprisingly, I think. But yeah, I mean, gosh, he's acting very immature.
Do you want to speak to that, Ricky, and then I'll comment? No. Okay. So
She must have stepped away.
she probably did. So here's the way I look at it. And back to what you were saying. I think that at different ages, you do things differently. When you're in your 20s, I think that most people are in their prime. Girls are in their
Explore.
prime. Guys are in their prime. You're tempted. You have all these temptations. So you might cheat. You might cheat because you think, there's something that you might think is
Well,
an
then you should
opportunity.
not be in a relationship then.
Well, and a lot of people aren't in their 20s. But when you're not in your 20s
and you do it,
and you do it,
you're a
then
sleazeball.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that you're a sleazeball. I think that, maybe you might be thinking, hey, this is a once in a life opportunity. I'm going to take it.
I don't care if it's like some celebrity, Pam Anderson. You don't choose opportunity over loyalty.
I mean, you don't, but some people do. Obviously some
Yeah,
people do.
obviously.
But
it's not worth it.
So the question is, what do you do about it? Is that the
Take a
end
time
game?
out. Take a
Is
time
that
out.
I think they need to realize what they did. I think taking a time out and letting them get their faculties together and figure out, was it worth it losing me over? And what do you really want? Because obviously it's not me if you want somebody else.
So I think that's the key point there is what do you want?
I'm gonna get heated.
Do you want to be chasing something else? Or if you have something, is that what you want? So I think that's the answer right there. Is the
You
person
have to
that you
decide if you're willing to lose what you have in order to do what you was doing.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that's it.
Like, was it worth it? I hope.
What do you think, Tina?
What Ricky said.
What Ricky said. Okay.
Just because you were honest with me about it, unlike Gavin, I'm gonna be like, so nope.
So, all right. What is the question again? Say the question again. Say the question.
Oh, would you stay with someone if they admitted to cheating but said they won't do it again?
All right. All
Oh.
right. So here, I forgot what the question
What,
was.
you just get one free pass?
No. Okay. So for me, I'm just only speaking for me. For me, if you were so inclined to think that the grass is greener on the other side, I mean, obviously you had some issues in the current situation the way it was, that you thought the grass was greener on the other side, and for some reason that compelled you to go on the other side, whatever that reason might have been in your current relationship. But once you went on the other side, if you then saw that on the other side, hey, this isn't what I want.
Grass is really bad.
This
over
isn't
there.
what I want. I
This
want
is
the
dead
person that I
grass.
have. If you could do that, and then you could come back, and that's why I phrased it the way I did. And then you could come back to
No,
the
you
person.
stay over there.
No, you come
That's
back
what
to
I'll say.
You come back to the person that you were with and said, look, and you admitted it.
Because I
You
had
said,
some
look,
opportunities too.
I cheated on you. I didn't like what I did. I don't want, and it'll never happen again. And I want to let you know. To me, I think that's an honorable thing. I think that you can be in a situation where you think that something is better on the other side, and you go to the other side, and you realize that that's really not what you want.
Then you know what you should have done is been like, hey, I don't think it's working out with us. I want to try, and date around and see exactly what I want.
Right.
That's what you should have done. Instead of cheating on the girl, and then she loses her whole sense of trust in people.
You should have done that. But if you hadn't done that and you just went ahead and did what you did,
you would forgive him. You would forgive him.
So
I think I would.
If Holly did more than just kiss somebody, you would have forgave her?
Yeah. Okay, so let me break this down with Holly. The reason why those kind of things don't matter to me with her, only with her, anybody else it would matter. But the reason why those things didn't matter to me with her, because she as a person was impulsive. She does things, she lives in the moment. Lives in the moment, and she does things in the moment. Sometimes she don't think things all the way through.
I'll just sleep with someone with herpes and bring it back to you. I was impulsive. Sorry, baby.
No, I get that, and obviously that would be a deal breaker. But Holly was the kind of person that she might go out there and do something like that. And granted, at the same time, I'm telling you that I wasn't in love with her too. At the same time,
so you really didn't care.
So it didn't break my heart per se. I liked Holly because every day I could wake up and want to be beside her, want to hang out with her. Hey, Holly, you want to go somewhere? Let's go somewhere. Hey, Holly, you want to go? Let's go to a restaurant. Hey, Holly, you want to go downtown? We'll go downtown. We were like, kind of like me and you, but only, she was living with me. You know what I'm saying?
How about if it happened a second or third
time? Everybody thought we were together for a while there.
I didn't
we just
I'm trying to see where your breaking point is, because one time might have been okay. How about 2 or 3 times?
Well, obviously 2 or 3 times, then it's a problem. My point being,
strike 2.
No,
well, she's impulsive, so she's bound to do it again.
Okay. Holly was the kind of person that wouldn't do that. She would learn from her mistake. So if she went out there and messed around with some dude, and then she would immediately.
And then she found out he was a loser with no money.
She would immediately feel guilty.
Which she did.
She would immediately feel guilty and come back and say something. And she couldn't live with herself until she told me the truth. And then she would tell me the truth, and she would never do that again.
Yeah, she's not going to repeat that. Me too. I have to tell the truth.
Does she have a Catholic background?
What?
Does she have a Catholic background?
Yes.
Well,
yeah, like a religious background. Yeah.
Like I'm like, I gotta admit everything before I die.
She's not gonna do the same thing. She's not gonna do.
I stole your pen. I lied to you this day.
Any mistake that she made, she's not gonna do the same mistake twice.
I don't think Holly had a chance to really live either. I think, she didn't have a chance to experience a whole lot. So, yeah, I think she can get caught up in the moment. And she did a lot of times.
She would get caught up in the moment.
She was like a little girl in a woman's body.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A little woman's body.
Yeah, she was very little.
So the point, my point was that, what was the point I was trying to make?
How well do they know themselves? How well do they know you? How you would respond to that? And could they explain themselves if why
Oh,
they
he's
did this?
lucky. I didn't love rain a bob at him. He knows I'm
It,
crazy
it,
too.
if they're not
That's probably why he
mature
didn't
enough,
tell me.
I mean, if somebody came to you because they felt like that what they done was wrong, I think that adds weight to listening to what that is, as opposed to you finding out, oh, I've been cheating on you for 6 months. You know,
Ooh, see
yeah.
that? Yeah.
Where somebody did something, they cheated on you, and they realized and they felt that it was bad for them, and they came back to you
I mean, people
and
can make
told you,
mistakes.
and then obviously they wouldn't come to you like right away if everything was good. Usually when people cheat, they just keep on dragging it out until that falls apart. Then they come back.
Mm-hmm.
Where if they cheat
Well,
on you
that
and
grass
then
burnt up. Let me go back to the fresh green one.
yeah, where to me I think it's a lot different than if they cheated on you and it was a mistake and I shouldn't have done this. I'm gonna go tell you, blah blah blah, and then to me I would forgive that
And
person.
maybe they
I would
need it
forgive that person.
for themselves
yeah,
to
you got another
realize
person
like
there.
how important you are to them, really. Maybe they needed to test the waters and
As
see
long as they can
if they
explain
really are
that.
in love with you. And if they can do something like that and then it eats them up with guilt, then they know they're really in love
Right.
with you.
That's the thing. Because if somebody could do that, then I would expect them to have some guilt in there at some
Well,
point.
let me try
So,
that out and see how it works.
you know? But if you're gonna go around and cheat on
Let's see if I'm
somebody
really in love with him.
and then you're cheating for like 6 months
Mm.
and then
Is this how it works?
you never
Without,
felt anything.
yeah.
So
Time to go. Boy,
th-
bye.
I still would neuter him, and I would go off. Yeah.
so
I
so
don't
Neuter
know.
some
him? You would neuter him?
Neuter, snip, snip.
Lorena Bobbitt.
right. So I guess the point I want to make is that for me
Lena
personally,
Bobbitt.
for
Mhm.
me, if you done something like that and you felt guilt and then you immediately came back and said that you were sorry and it never happened again, I could forgive you.
Are you gonna
But if
trust
you,
him completely after that?
I would
It would
trust
be
you.
hard for me.
It wouldn't be hard for me. But if you're gonna do it for 6 months to a year and then you're
Like
gonna
you
come
know
back,
who?
you
Right,
never, you
right,
never, you never
right.
felt any guilt or
6 months you've
remorse.
been living a lie?
That's
Oh,
a
no.
psychopath right there. Somebody who can
That's
lie
rare.
to your face for that long. They can lie to you about anything. I mean, that's a psychopath. They're capable of probably murdering you and not feeling an ounce of guilt.
So
Yeah, that's kind of
that's where I kind of stand on that.
true.
If it was a mistake, then you would have like corrected the mistake like right away. You're not going to drag it out 6 months or a year. You're not.
Right.
Would you feel that same way if that situation happened with your last relationship? And I know you may have to watch your word choices.
Say that again. I'm not sure what the question is.
If that would have happened in
Just
your
done it one
last
time.
Yeah, most
last
definitely. If that would have happened and it would have corrected itself in like 1 or 2 months, yeah, I would have totally forgave her. Totally.
It kind of did.
No, it didn't.
Uh,
That lasted for like that was
she.
like 6 months, a year. It took a year, and it still didn't.
We're gonna move on, but I mean, I told on her to
Oh,
you.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
Are you talking about the first time?
Yeah, the
I
first
was talking
time I
about the
told
last
you.
time.
Oh, the last
Oh,
time.
wow.
Okay. I'm always looking out for him.
She's
Mhm.
talking about the first time.
I'm like a
Well,
pit bull. You
and I
mess with
did.
him.
So the first time I forgave. Well, okay. So I didn't 100%
There wouldn't have
forgive
never
her.
been no second time if there was a first time.
And she
It would
didn't
take a
tell him
long
about it or
time.
nothing. Didn't hit
Yeah.
around.
If you didn't
Well,
tell me right away, there would be problems. But if you tell me
And she
later
was
down the
like
road, we got
trifling about
issues.
it. She was like, he ain't paying my bills, so I gotta go get my sugar mama to pay my bills. And I'm like, you've been doing this for a while? So I had to go and tell him because he's been my friend first. So I'm loyal to him, of course. And so, yeah.
no,
I was mad at him for forgiving her.
the situation was that happened and that went on. That wasn't a one and done. That was a relationship. That was a relationship.
Right. And nobody else
So
should be in that relationship. Even to be telling on other people on the other person.
I mean, that's all good in theory and stuff, but she shouldn't be airing that business to me. If she wants to do it behind closed doors, that's fine. But then I have a guilty conscience, and she's subjecting me to something that I shouldn't be subjected to and put in the middle
But you're in
of.
that situation yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right.
I felt like obligated.
Okay. So
I didn't even
then
know her.
tell him, but there's no the element of being mad at him for not leaving her. That is something that
Well, it
nobody.
wasn't that. I'm not going to get mad. That's his business. I mean, I was more
Right.
mad at the fact that I kind of got pushed to the side and ignored because
No,
they
so-
made amends. And then
What's-
I was looked at as the person who started
Well,
trouble
that's
when I did.
them. They're in a relationship. You're not part of their relationship.
No, but I'm his friend and I've been there from day one. And so when she puts me in a position where I don't want to be in, and then no, that's not even it. Like I didn't
Hold on,
want him to
let-
break up with her, but
let
I
me-
didn't want him to break up with my friendship with him over.
That's
Let
where
me
you should have
clarify.
had the discussion
Well,
with her.
they needed the time to mend their relationship, and you can't be in that equation.
I didn't want to be in the first place. He
Well,
wanted me to go hang out with
Hold
her.
on.
But still, if you're going to do that, then if they're going to make
We shouldn't be dating cheating. Let's just put it that way. And
Well-
I'll put in the middle of it, and I don't
Hold
want
on
to
a
be.
second.
it's
Hold
still
on a second.
there, it's still theirs, and
Yeah,
Hold
well,
on.
it's to me, I felt like loyal to him. I spoke up. I
Hold on
told
a
him it was
second,
his
hold
business to
on
do
a
what he wanted with
second.
it. But at the
I
same
wanna
time,
hear
you don't push me to the side and be like, I'm the
Hold
bad
on.
person because
Let-
I delivered the news to you.
Let me put it in this. Let me put it in a way that from the third party.
Do what you want with the news. I'm not the bad guy though.
Hold on. Okay, let me break it down like this. What happened is that me and her, we were hanging out. She wanted she wanted me to introduce her to some of my friends that I used to have a lot of friends. I can't name names. I'm not gonna name somebody's name. I'm not.
Who?
You
Okay,
you know who she is.
The baby mama.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Got it now? Do you know now?
no, I don't know where you're at.
It
Right
rhymes
now.
with wacky.
Your kids can't hear.
Right,
Can
right.
they?
Oh, right.
You got it now?
Starts with a J.
They wanted you to introduce her to some of your friends.
She
Yeah.
felt like she needed to
Maybe.
have other adults around in her life. So she wanted to, okay, when she met me, I probably had like 100 people I hung out with on a regular basis. I had a lot of friends. Okay. She never had any friends. So
I was a lucky person.
she wanted to hang out with some of my friends. So
Okay, I see where you're going
this
now.
is one of my friends right here.
Okay.
So I said, hey, let's hang out sometime. We hung out. They hit it off kind of good. And then she revealed to her that she was not faithful to me. Little did I
I was
know.
like, what? I really don't want to know.
So she told her a bunch of stuff that I didn't even know about at the time.
And she brought her around me.
Oh, she did?
The other person. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I was like, I don't want to know. Ooh. And then my conscience ate at me. I
So-
didn't tell him for a long time.
They weren't even friends. She's friends with me, not friends with her.
Right.
So she
But she-
felt like she felt like she needed to tell me.
I would want to know.
She was
then-
kind of telling you through her, through
No,
Amber.
well, both ways. Both ways.
Mhm.
So I just thought that her being in the picture was like making things worse.
I'm like to blame somehow. That's what I felt like.
So I kind of blamed her.
Yeah.
So then she
Yeah,
told me
the messenger is usually blamed. I've seen it so many times.
I like if it weren't for me, you would still be like lolly die, you're in
But
love.
if you
she's
didn't know that by
perfect.
now, and that was just what 4 or 5 years ago. If you didn't know that by now, being the messenger, you're going to have some repercussions.
I knew I would have something. I didn't know it would be that though. I didn't know it would be like, bye bye, Amanda. There's our
That's what it
friendship.
would be. That's what it would be, especially if they're working on trying to
Now,
make it work.
I wanted him to do whatever. I wanted him to do whatever he needed to do with that information. But my conscience and me being put in that and subjected to it, I couldn't live with myself because I want to know. So I had to tell him.
So she told me I need to stay away from her. So I did, basically.
Yeah, she got mad at me for telling him. But why are you going to bring your other like side woman around me and think I'm just gonna be so loyal to you? I don't even know you, girl.
I didn't even know about that.
I don't even know you, girl. I know him. But you, I don't know you. I have no bond with you. I don't know you. I just met you, and you're already bringing these people around that you're cheating on him with. He's my best friend. So, yeah, I'm going to go and tell him. So,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
If my husband was hanging with him and he started messing around with hoes and Gavin didn't tell me, I'd be so pissed off at you about that. So, I'm like, your loyalty resides with me.
But then here you are. Then you try to work it all out. The only way you can do that is to keep Gavin away.
Right. I get that, and I totally understood that. I understood that.
I'd be like, you know what? And I'll still be like to this day. Gavin's always had my back. Gavin will always be there for me. Gavin will tell me the truth even when I don't want to hear it. You can go bye-bye because he's been here longer and he's always looked out for me. And he's not getting none. So, you know, that's what I felt like he should have been like with me. Like, I'm looking out for you, dude.
Well, you're always gonna.
Okay.
Like, do what you want with it. Like, stay with her. But don't cut me out. Like, I didn't do nothing. The only reason she wanted him to cut me out is because I told on her.
I mean,
but she shouldn't have been doing it, and especially around me.
No, she shouldn't.
That's true.
But I'll be the bad guy, whatever. But we worked it out in the end. We're back, obviously, to being besties.
So the answer to that, for me at least, is if you cheat, I could forgive somebody that cheats, but they have to come to me on their own without being caught, and then let me feel like it would never happen again and it was a mistake. That's what I would need, and then I could forgive them. But anything short of that, if you get caught first, or you go through a relationship until it ends, that relationship ends, then you want to come back? Not so much.
Go back to the other dude.
Not so much.
Go back to him. Go back to Johnny.
Yeah. So what about you guys? How do you feel about that? You're in a relationship.
Would y'all stay with the dude? Period.
I would have to sit back, take a time out, and assess what's going on in my life. What did I do wrong? What did he do wrong? And then I'd have to decide from there.
I'll tell you what, he's taking you for granted. He don't appreciate a good thing.
And Ricky brought up a good point. I mean, any relationship that goes wrong, it's not just one person. It's not this that one person did something to you. You did something too. So that being said, I mean, again, I would. That's a good point. I would think about what I did, what I did or did not do that I could have done to make it a better relationship, and I would think about that. Actually, that's what I would think about probably.
What you do is you water your own grass. You sit down. You talk about whatever you're having problems with that person. And if they don't want to get on board and work it out, or they're like in denial, obviously they're never going to change if they're in denial. Then you split up, and then you go date other people. You don't cheat on a person because, it ain't working out. So let me go try this over here while I keep safe with this attachment. You know, this is my backup still. So let me go over here and test the grass. Now that's messed up.
Yeah, the whole backup thing is just that's the whole problem.
I have a strong sense from right from wrong, and that is messed up. Because that person might go on to never trust another human being ever again, and their whole relationships with other people might be screwed up. I would never do that to a person.
I don't argue, so that settles it right there. So it's just a timeout for me. It might be a month or two timeout. And then there's a lot of variables.
Like I need to see some change. Like
not only is it affecting me, but this person that's been in my children's life, it's affecting them as well.
Well, and that pisses me off too.
To think about
when it comes to my children, and you play games with me, and you play games with them.
So Tina, if somebody cheated on you and then they came to you, like say it went on for a week, and then they came to you and said, you know what, I cheated on you. This is not what I want to do. I want to be with you. I want to work things out. Blah blah blah. What would you think about that?
I'd be like Ricky said. Yeah, I'd be like what Ricky said. You know, you have to weigh things out and figure out what went wrong, when it, you know, what you could have done or what they could have done, and then
But like, you hurt my heart, I hurt your face.
So
Let's get
okay,
even. Then we're cool.
so
yeah.
that's like something that happened like a duration of a week. What if something like that happened and they left you for 6 months and then they wanted to come back? How would you feel about? Would that be any different?
If you're talking about my ex, you know how long that
Oh,
went on.
I'd be like, what? It didn't work out with
God,
her. Now you want to come crawling back?
no, see, and I was young and dumb, so, but not now. I mean, knowing what I know now, there was no way I'd go back.